on every score. But no matter how long it takes, you will fight. This is so wrong. You kill a man in his own house. His own house. We'll see you guys. We'll see you guys. In his own house. Be careful. You kill a man in his own house. I should what? I should what? We'll make sure that we drive them out based on strategies coached in good governance. So we've cleared all. You might have noticed that we cleared a lot of ties, we cleared obstacles, and we're making sure that we'll continue to clear those that we're seeing.
Okay.
Yes, we realize that
now,
some
okay,
people
so
have been arrested.
now they're pelting the huge stones.
Yeah, now the second stage of the exercises, we're going to do more arrests on the street.
Okay. We have a good view of what is happening right now.
Hey, come! Hey, police!
Now the supporters are pelting huge. Due to tact and our operational capability and strategy, we are on top, as you might have noticed. That, therefore, we are sending a strong message to these demonstrators and those of the like. No notice was given to police in line with the Public Order Act. That alone makes it unlawful.
So that's offense number one.
2, you might have noticed throwing of stones, destroying people advert, throwing stones against people, throwing stones against their police and their military. It is not a good thing that we should expect. And that the police will use every lawful means to clear the street and maintain law and order. And that will maintain... The videos of the Gidigidia air costono and on a HW TV so or share on Facebook and so on. Ubet me follow. Yentie sound know what is actually happening. Ewo. As Sabate, Ewa, Homani, so said in America, where a coalition center, Ewa Techiman South,
na pinten kakra koso omo se sojafo abamu ene ade ma menhwe se Anas Sabet akwaba Adom TV so ni bibia boko de
Adom bibia boko.
Enti what are we hearing yehu videos bi say gidigidi kakra ba coalition center ho eda important e koso Techiman South
Tekia me no ka say de still so hard in the Techiman South Buntenem Hall anymore a Hani coalition center Edema Techiman South na and 30 there 15-20 minutes ago na before it declare results no now I'm declaring it went in favor of the NPP candidate or Martin agreement supporter. Now even during the declaration there were some protests on the side of the NDC. I'm not sure Omonte after the EP4 no area no Omonte after EP4 no NDC inside the coalition hall, no, confusion occurred, but we have enough military any police personnel almost in a response to situation. Then at the same time, I want to so similar thing Air Force or her, no Emma Bambo for now more or more age now, so represent so Mumma at the top one or Mugabon, so no more your Mumma or more and a commission, the coalition center, and no Emma or more. Fire warning shot after then I'm making me add this person support it now Mugabon or Muyedina na idea sitting this is something I've never witnessed in my entire life. The detail caution every amount of question next to mobile money. See and state officials need to try to embed this in the process more fire warning shot the day. Like he said at any time you know at the farmer you say a tune been one. Fortunately ambulances you know ever how more actually form a more call a hospital. You know I said the minimum mistake practice and I say it went beyond Macano. We can't tell and I can't tell at this time. Into exam Abua ama nipa na omonti asemase na omunina tini adisese amene okasai come and I say bibia atuzin e wa happy.
Yeah, but Nas me share videos now Sunday, you know. A chegu on our screen see a bit scary. So we share nipa na abodom pimo coalition center nenim and mo amutie yen with radio ebia utie yen through any other means unya opportunity to share footages nibi. Call Facebook Live and I say Adom TV so sisia na unso share footages nibi a bit scary. Na soldier for no air to warning shot. Now say omo to be fine nipa nim nebo nipa mienu na.
Enye attack directly on the people. From what I saw no omo detective nipa no. They were shooting in the air. The man who na omo shooting in the air. But I don't know how Abubami the technical car Odia and I said or move they were not targeting the crowd from what I saw. And it was unfortunate. I see it in the from back home means air force is a stampede. I can't confirm to say I know because not a moon Johnny or Mokwe.
Okay.
So Moody
that's the situation with Techiman South. Said your car, you know, the results have been declared in favor of MPP candidate Owoho Martin Sakosa, former director of elections for the NPP.
According to eyewitnesses, the late Ibrahim Mohammed had just gotten to this side. He was about entering his house. As soon as he entered this place and it was about opening, there were some unknown men, unidentified men who were hiding behind this side. And so they hit him with some stick, and then he couldn't control himself. The wife was among one of the first people who got out to check. We've been joined by the wife here, the wife, Sada Hudu, to tell us what really happened. Dianka Sen is here.
Fiada ayumbrenu opie
come minute dano
opie nti ono otimi cha abonti nti wo ba abobe 130 nti yawura mimindano no nti wo ba ye no na odi moto na ewurum e wo ha na wati se ye bo bibi ono so ya wo burafia mboa wo fia ha na wapam omo na wa tum gate no ntama what say ade ni bo no enya mo na ye bo mo we de aburu say anka mbua na anka wo bo anka ye de a omesu nti mani mpia hwe ade de me na ekosu nti tama what say omuti say wo bie puno no afi na omu de America pie nti omu fani say echire
na obai na ukunu na oda he ankasa
ba cho oda hase
oda fam ho na
oda fam ma bubum no ntimi nsori na ha yesun kakra nti ye kura nya ne ye na esuro se ye ni madu kura e wo ho nti na esuro e ho na mehu se be ma na pie na ma ye vim na mi di duru ho nti mi duru ho na woda ho na e pejano edunu ko doctor
die na mo pese empenfo ye fa ho mo
okay mi de mi peni se ye nya hwehwemu na ye hu de oku mi kunu ese mi kunu woni obi an ni asam ono obi a free nti minim ade a waye omo a mo ku ni ya yasa no nti misira aban se wonye bibi mfa ho ma me nyesa omo ha mi pa mi nkoda 5 munyina mma
panyin na di sen
18 years
na ketu anzo di sen
17
na ketu a wo mpa di sen
oni wanya 2.5 oko 3 no.
You heard there the wife of the deceased who has been devastated by the turn of events and is demanding justice. The family and some members within the community are now moving to the chief's palace where the chief seek to address them before the burial service is held.
Say Oma mpenifo akasa kire kromuru akasa kire ya bro ya din ya tifie ya preparation for the burial. They say 10 o'clock. They say about 10. Ya preparation and we sabe attack here. We don't want to take the law into our hands. Entinana unwe oha enu ne die ba.
Yen chaso ne nya abotre emma ai police for no security agencies no omunya omoduma nanu a ananura omso munya suspects a omdo omkoye no enya meme ne wo ane kokochi wo mo police for ne kokochi wo mo omu ne ye aduma no etisi ya tata omu ne ye kwa ne ye abeda no motumi ayo moduma.
Justice that we want justice in each town. We want justice. Killing innocent.
Adia kakra obetire ebe kwa mi no mienu kaka obiani mi wagira kaka yen paboni ni kaka pa justice kaka ni wo hu na wa frɛ wa hu ye da bi bia dia manya me ba dia be si akire bia no e oni ni am yasem do ku kaka no.
Over here at Ejura, the area looks very busy. There's a strong security presence here. I've seen a number of police vans around and the youth who are massing up in their numbers. This site, that's a cemetery where the late Ibrahim Mohammed has just been buried. A number of people have been here. In fact, the police vans even decided to come in here, but the residents didn't allow them to get here because they were making a point that once the police get here, it could get worse. Right now, as we speak, the late Ibrahim Mohammed has just been buried. The residents are here. Their major call has been the fact that they want authorities to ensure that this matter is properly addressed. The burial is over, and the youth are now moving back to the town with angry calls for justice for their deceased brother. But there seems to be a scuffle between the youth and the security agencies few meters away from the cemetery. Hello.
the youth were just massing up, calling for justice. They were calm, doing peaceful demonstration, and on their way, they were attacked by armed on their way, they were attacked by an armed military officers, shooting direct bullets into the protesters. So in the event, it caused most of our people. Some are in the hospital. I don't know whether you've been to that place. Some are there. About 5 people are injured. And they are now telling us to back up the demonstration and then sit for dialogue. Meanwhile, they should have done that. They should have done that earlier on. But they sat aloof and watched us until this issue get escalated. So if that is the approach that they are adopting, we are also there.
Yes.
We are drawing several strategies to come out, and we'll show them that we will not give up.
Yes.
The injured persons have been rushed to the hospital. Several community members are wailing and agree about the turn of events.
The dead body lying there is the body of my younger brother, Nasir Yusuf. At the age of 26 years, we are losing him. There's no justice in Ghana. We are repeating again that justice, we are going to do the justice ourselves. We are giving you only 1 week. If justice is not done, we're going to take the law into our own hands. Nobody is above the law. You cannot sit down in Accra killing freedom fighters, those who are fighting for the well-being of this community. You bring army full armed, then they will be shooting anyhow, killing innocent citizens, whereas there's a rubber bullet that's supposed to be used in case of demonstration. Why?
Another one. You see another one. You see?
I have been joined by the medical superintendent here at the Insecurity Hospital. Is yet to confirm the number of people who have been affected and what they have been doing so far.
Thank you. So, what together has it been affected?
We have in total 6 people affected by the crash, and 2 died, and the body released given to the family as I speak. 1 died on the spot before bringing to the hospital. So we just confirmed the death. And also 1 also died 10 minutes after resuscitation. He also died. Both of them sustained severe gunshot injury, penetrating injury to the chest directly. 1 had his bullets from the back of the chest, and the other 2 of the left hand, of the left side of the chest, all penetrating injury to the chest with bleeding, with internal bleeding. So there's no way they could survive. The other 4 also sustained severe injury. 1 had an injury to the waist with a pelvic injury. The other also have left femur fracture. If I say left femur fracture, it means the fracture of the thigh bone, with also fractures of the left tibia and fibula, fracture of the left leg, the lower legs also, the bone. That's what happened. But currently, the severely injured ones have had enough resuscitation. They are not quite stable, communicating. But currently we have done some investigation for them. We've taken them to the X-ray unit to also see the extent of the fracture for possible advice, or if possible, for further management and for further referral and management.
With the 2 persons who have been shot dead, burial services have been held for them.
Allahu Akbar.
part of efforts to address this, the chief of the area has met the joint team of police and military at the palace to discuss the way forward.
The Regional Police Command has recorded a case of alleged murder of a lady who happened to be the wife of Nana Ajaman Prempe. The husband reported to the police last 2 days that he was returning with the wife from town. He was driving in his car while the wife was also driving in hers. And some young guys, numbering about 4, in a private vehicle, that is a saloon car, crossed them. And when he also stopped to question them, one of them shot at the wife. So the police have initiated investigation into that alleged murder case. We've invited the complainant, who is now the bereaved husband of the late lady. He's giving us some leads. He was in the company of other persons. The command has also invited those persons to also come and then give statement to corroborate whatever the gentleman is telling the police. So far, no arrest has been made, but then we are in touch with the National Security Secretariat because of the CCTV cameras mounted around the airport and runabout. I'm sure when we're able to get the footage, we'll be able to get some leads that will help us unravel the circumstances that actually led to this alleged murder of the young lady. From the narrative, we are not ruling out contract killing because nothing was taken from them. They were not robbed of any of their personal effects. It is the responsibility of you, the civilian, to also be security conscious. The kind of places you go to, the kind of things you do, the things that you say. You understand me? Maybe you're a businessman. You go and sit somewhere and then you share your business strategy, you discuss issues with people in public. You don't know who is listening to you. You understand me? Somebody will go and sit somewhere, be flaunting whatever he or she has, telling his friends what he has, the kind of vehicles he drives in, the houses he has and all that. At the end of the day, you don't know who you are exposing yourself to. You understand me? So let us all be security conscious. When we talk about crime situation in the region, comparing these cases you're talking about and that of last year and then the past years, I would say relatively crime is low. Per our statistics, the first and second quarter of this year, we have not had cases on the ascendancy. They are rather very low. But we have recorded 1 or 2 violent cases. Let me just tell you that these 2 cases or 3 cases that you mentioned, as we speak, arrests have been made. Some persons have been arrested. In both cases, we had video footages via CCTV cameras. We've been able to identify some persons, but because we have not come out to tell the general public that this is what we have done, people think these cases are unresolved. But I can tell you on authority that the police have made arrests. We are in touch with Greater Accra region. The suspects are with the Accra Regional Command. They are investigating them in other related cases. And if you look at the Bantama robbery incident and that of Bokrom, they are very similar. So it tells you that it is this very syndicate who perpetrated that crime, who also went to Bokrom to perpetrate that crime. The very last one that we're talking about here was also perpetrated by the same people, because in the CCTV footage, we've identified one person who was involved in the earlier 2 cases. So it tells you that this syndicate who are into that kind of crime, 2 of them have been arrested. We are looking for other persons.
de yada ena emfoni bi babeto abefo ntintamfidie internet so ebreya na asrafo binum eye adehye binum wo mu ewo wa na mekire etifi atoye mantemu ye no wo magane mu no wonum yo mayaka da hudu pinu a na de ko ba nyina ne se osrani baako e kire se okoforo sa okada yibi ya na wode every baby akobaby ene nsuso no ne mobile phone ogina baby na meka se bi na ehye na taso kwansini ena obi ehwem ya wanhu ne akora wo film sa mobile phone efiri ne nsemu ewo mse na wonhye sojafo anase asrafo atade de ne nsuso no wo ko ya no kobo ne nuanom asrafo bi no mamane a wonum nyina gi twi ebegu wa abontene so a ene ensuo boro a wo se boro pa menka se petepete gu mi so wonum hwiade hye pi no titru ene wonum etwi se wo kada bi ewo wa abonten so na empram foni ne ba abontene no eba beda adwa se nipa pi no a ene wonum prepare ya bi mpo nkura mpo no mo kire se wo hwe ba bi a wo da sese no anya de se ahogo no kora ne senti ene mo ni mu ya mpanimfo ahodo pi no a ba abonten ba be kire mu se wo hwe se de ene amo hu se mo no ekoye no a anya de se etwa ye kora pise ya esenka na nsan de asrafo pipe na chese ewu anase eboro basa nko ananka efri wonchen eba na no enenam so ama amanfo pinu ahye kire o madwene se sa subambode ne de mpanifo hwe na wo no mo fo ma no ntum fise nya de se eboa ama sumdwe etimi atena o man gana mu every semu ya bom se mo na ka mo botimamfo ho ban no nei se mo anu masa sane mo nsan ade agutimamfo so a mo se esi ba mo de a na chese ye koya na sa ye bai nenso emprempren ya asrafo enka bomu ku wonum atana ye batan ye won kana mantemu na mekire Ghana amforce so no wonum de krata aba bontin aba bekire mu se wonum nyenhwe ha emma sa nia mahu semi emma mesene nkowa abra wonum nyenhwe mu mapabia ne senti sise wonum apa ba so ku obi a wonum ba betena sia fi woni krotwa wisi ni mahwe mfoni ye na bontin soi na wonum atimi ahwe asrafo na wonum wo mu bie ya wonum ho bom no asotwe mapa bia se fata bia no Ghana amforce mpenifo kire se wonum behwe na wonum edi ama wonum na wonum chese bre na basabasa yi ekoso ya entwa yi no ewo mu se na mpenifo akodo mu na hwe bambo so ewo mantemu no wonum nyina eni ho wabra no mati o mu na chika kra yo mu ekoko dwenedwene nema bia ebeboa ama bambo etimi aba mantemu ho no mu asade ekokosi wonum achi a entwa yi na so Ghana amforce mpenifo kire se ni manimu ya no wonum ba besi nkonya na sa asrafo no a wonum ko boro wafo no mbehwe na asotwe mapa bia sefata o mu bia no wonum beche ama obi anso so ensa akanede
news. Now, a policeman escorting a bullion van was shot in the head and killed Monday afternoon near the timber market here in Accra. According to eyewitnesses, the robbers bolted with their guns or a gun of the policeman and an unspecified amount of money that was on board the van. A 40-year-old woman, mother of 3, who was hiding in a shop, was also struck by a bullet, killing her instantly. This is the third such daylight attack involving guns in recent times. Maxwell Akbaba was at the crime scene and reports.
Told that this bullion van here was actually transferring some cash to an unknown destination. Just some minutes when it got to this spot, it was crossed by a taxi driver, we are told. So that lowered the speed a bit for the bullion van. So at the time that it stopped, we are told that 6 men on different motorbikes accosted the driver of the vehicle, and we are told that resulted in the shooting of the driver, and then an armed police officer who was escorting the bullion van was also shot in the head. If you come here, there's blood splattered on the floor right now as I'm speaking to you. The bullion van also, you can still see the bullet holes on the vehicle. We're told that the robbers fired indiscriminately in this heavily populated community. We're told the entire operation lasted for about 3 minutes, to the extent that some of the community members actually tried blocking some of the exits here, just some meters away from where I'm standing. I'm told that the robbers realized that, so they used a different exit point to get out of this community. Many of the people I've been speaking to are shocked about the brazen manner which the incident happened.
What happened is that we were sitting down there, I think we were trading there buying ice cream. So the moment we hear gunshot, then one ran away, so left with 2. So we're watching what's going to happen. So what I realized is that I think they shoot the policeman, and then they shoot the driver twice, and then we saw one woman at the back, they bring that at the front, and they start beating him. So, and then one at the back tried to open the gate at the back, and then they took the money. So they were shooting the guns around, so nobody can even get close to them. Okay. Yeah, so that is the one enter the kiosk and then kill that woman over there. Because the one shooting around, we cannot get close to them. So we try our best that maybe after finishing they will pass through this place. So we blocked that side. Oh, okay. Yeah, we blocked there. So they didn't pass there, they passed the other side. We took moto and followed them, but we couldn't get them.
Wow. Were they masked?
No.
They were not? No. But they were wearing helmets?
They didn't wear helmets. Those holding the guns, they are not wearing anything. They are just holding the guns directly. Yeah.
Did you hear the language they were speaking?
Oh, I didn't hear anything because we are almost 50 meters to them. But only we are hearing gunshot and things. And then where we are, the gun cannot even enter because we are dodging and watching them.
A woman who sells in a convenience store here was hit by the bullets that was fired by the robbers. We are told that she operates the convenience store that is here. One of the bullets that was fired actually penetrated this barrel that is here. So you can see the bullet hole on this barrel, very visible. The first one here penetrated the top, and then the second one penetrated the down. And after penetrating, while she was hiding in this room, we were told that the bullet penetrated this point. She was standing, and then they hit her in the neck, and that was what killed her, according to eyewitnesses. Quite a number of people are gathered in a home commiserating with the family. It's all tears for them. I have a woman here who is quite concerned about the issue.
The lady who is gone now is my sister-in-law, and it's very sad because he left with 3 children. And our president and the ministries of defense should take it serious that it shouldn't happen again. That the mother should leave their children around over this time. It's very painful. That is all what I can say. Now look at my brother. See how he's suffering. Not talking of me going to take care of the children. It's very bad and very painful. I'm sad and disappointed. Yes, that was last, before 3 months. We heard that they broke some jail, and I'm sure some of them have run into this place, and they are including of what happened. So the government should work hard and look for them and deal with them.
Just some minutes ago, also, we had the mayor of Accra coming here to commiserate with the family.
But I think that as a nation, we should be mindful and probably step up the retrieval of people, retrieval of a lot of ammunitions. So I think that it's important we take note of that there are too many, maybe, unlicensed ammunitions probably in the hands of people, and as a nation we should step up the retrieval of such ammunitions. I mean, just look at the community. It's a lot of people are here. Lot of people are here. So just take note of that.
Let's speak to the husband of the deceased.
I was called on a phone by a young lady to be told that my wife is lying in a pool of blood. But then I was far from home, so I have to rush over here. And I came to, it's true, when I came it was true that the body has been taken to the police morgue.
So you've not even seen the body yet? When was the last time you spoke to her?
We spoke yesterday several times. We spoke in the night, discussing about the children. And the time for me to call is around 12 o'clock, only to be informed that.
But first, a Ghanaian undercover journalist who helped expose corruption in African football has been gunned down in Accra. 34-year-old Ahmed Hussein is part of a documentary production team that, last year, uncovered a deep-rooted culture of fraud in the country's football association. That led to a rash of firings. Hussein had to file a police complaint after one MP from the ruling NPP party publicly called for him to be assaulted. The murder is unusual in a country known for its relatively free press. Nicholas Chemin tells us more.
Last year on Ghanaian television, lawmaker Kennedy Agyapong promised money to anyone who would beat investigative journalist Ahmed Hussein Swale. He had specifically asked for the reporter's picture to be broadcast. On Wednesday evening, that journalist was shot dead. The lawmaker rejected claims he was responsible for the killing that has sparked outrage in Ghana. The country has the highest ranking in Africa in the World Press Freedom Index compiled by Reporters Without Borders.
Ahmed was a national hero who used his pen, not his gun, to shoot and kill many else in our society. These killings, in addition to rampant assaults against journalists in recent times, sent a worrying signal that the media are under serious attack.
Hussein Swale worked with famous undercover journalist Anas Arameo Anas, who always hides his face in public. Their work led to the resignation of the head of the Ghana Football Association. Anas has sometimes been criticized because he disguises himself to trap possibly corrupt figures. In 2015, one of his documentaries showed judges taking bribes. Many of the magistrates were then removed from office.
Now, the
relatives, sympathizers and other mourners were still in shock over the death of mother of three, Ruth Ama Ishan. Most of them could not hold back their tears during the solemn ceremony to pay last respects to the nurse who worked at the Sewa Health Center. Bereaved relatives tell City News they still stand by their calls for justice.
We are still calling for the justice, and the police have also updated us about the whole thing. In fact, as of today, as we speak, last week, Thursday, they sent the winner of the phone to court and he's now in prison's custody. They have remanded him for 2 weeks, and they say 26th of this month they are going to call the case again. So we hope the law will take its course, and we are still pleading to the general public, whatever information they have, they should give it to the police, because you know the police, they work with informations. So we are pleading to the general public, whoever knows anything about it, to inform the police about that.
Unions within the nursing profession are united in grief as leadership of these groups spoke in a single voice calling for justice.
The atmosphere here is full of sadness, disenchantment, and I think we are all very much dismayed about the whole issue that happened. But here on these grounds, as belonging to the nursing and midwifery fraternity in Ghana, we are united with one voice, and all that we are saying is that we need justice for the family, we need justice for the profession, we need justice for all community health nurses, and for that matter all nurses and midwives in Ghana. The death of our sister came to us as a shock, and as a shock because it's difficult for us to understand why a nurse who is living in a community and providing services will have the life of her snatched out of her in such a manner.
We throw our weight behind the police service to quickly do the investigation and then bring the perpetrators to book, so that at least such incidents may not happen again in the near future.
We've buried Ruth. What next? All that we are saying is we are not sleeping until the police, with the help of the community members, the chief and his team, and then Ghana itself, the Ministry of Health and all the security agencies will come together and bring the perpetrators to book. Because the way the thing happened, today it is Ruth who is next. And it is in the same community that some community nurses are still working, and other nurses and other health personnel. If it is Ruth today, who is next? And it is causing fear and panic.
The Ghana Registered Nurses and Midwives Association has also set up an educational fund to cater for the 3 children the deceased left behind.
We as a union, in collaboration with all the nursing and midwifery institutions in Ghana, we are instituting an education fund for her children, that is Ruth's children, to ensure that their education is not curtailed in any way, that they can go up to the university level and beyond. So we are putting in a seed money of 10,000 cedis, and we are looking forward to the other institutions and bodies to also add on, so that once invested, the money will grow over time and the children can also benefit from it.
Chief Executive for the Busumchi District Assembly, Joseph Esumin, assures the facility will soon be completed and security in the area will also be beefed up.
In the interim, what we intend to do is to beef up patrol in the area. We also try to also finish a police station that is being built in town, but as a real community, we are going to do whatever we can do to help finish that police station, so that we bring men to this area to be for security in the area. I'm assuring them that the government, the police, not rest until we bring those people to book. Whatever we need to do, we shall do it so that they are brought to book, and justice will take its course.
Police were deployed to provide security during the event.
Even after the burial of Ruth Ishan, sympathizers as well as relatives of the deceased are still calling for justice. Reporting for City News, I am Hafiz Tijani, Eyom in the Ashanti region.
Project she was going to work on. Her family could not reach her later, and her landlord says she had not been home in 2 weeks since she left. But a week ago, a call from an anonymous person confirmed the worst fears of the family, that something tragic had happened to Priscilla. Police confirmed that Priscilla Chega had been killed in a hotel room. She checked in with another lady who, from CCTV footage obtained by family, showed leaving the hotel wearing Priscilla's clothes and her backpack. Priscilla was found lying motionless with foam in her mouth and a knife stuck in her chest. The family says they are yet to be given access to Priscilla's body and have not been briefed by the police on tracing and arresting her alleged killer. Priscilla Chegan's family spoke to my colleague Benjamin Akakbo.
We've heard of many incidents in recent times of people losing their lives under mysterious circumstances. Recently, we've heard the story as well of Priscilla Chega, a student at one of our budding media institutions whose life was taken at a hotel. We interact with the family now to find out what exactly happened. Mr. Chega, tell us what exactly happened from start till this current time. We know that Priscilla would have been 23 years old yesterday. Unfortunately, her life has been taken. What is the story? What happened?
Please, it was Priscilla attended school at GH Media at Achimota. And then the last day she came home was during the Easter holidays, and then she left on Monday. So after Monday, we'll be hearing from Priscilla, communicating with her all right. But later part of the Easter holiday, she told us that she's doing a practical or they are on a program. So if we called her and then she didn't receive the call, we should know that she's busy. She will call us later. So also we relax, all of us relax, waiting for her call. But for some time, some weeks, we did not hear from her.
But you saw pictures of your daughter in the hotel.
Yeah, they show everything to me during pictures. They show everything. So I asked, do they have the footage of my daughter and the lady who brought my daughter to the hotel? They said yes, they have all the information, but they are doing investigation. When they finish, they'll bring everything out.
We celebrated the Easter, we enjoyed ourselves, and on Easter Monday she said she will be going. And I said, oh, my daughter, stay with us small, so that evening time you go. She said, no, Aunt, Mommy, I have a project, so I have to leave, I have to go. I said, okay. So she dressed up. When she was going, it's like, hey, look at your dress. Me, I don't like the dress. And so, Mommy, you too, every day you said you don't like my dress. This one, they admire the dress. So it's like we are free, we are okay, we enjoy the Easter season. So when she went, it's like we've been calling her, we've been talking, I've been hearing from my child. And she told me, Mommy, this exam, I will write it. I hope I will write the exam and I hope I will pass. I said, okay. I need the certificate. I want to see you on set. I want to see you on TV. She said, Mommy, don't worry. You just pray for me. I'll be okay. I saw from her. We went to the school, the GH Media School. We asked of her, and the lecturer said, Mr. Clifford, he said, oh, Priscilla, he have been seeing her around, so don't worry, she will come. She will be writing her exam. So that Tuesday, if she didn't come and write the exam, then he can understand that there's something going on. So we shouldn't worry. Priscilla is a good girl. She's not like that. She will come. So it's like 2 weeks. She can't see Priscilla.
The landlord hadn't seen her for about 2 weeks.
So the landlord said he thought she's with us or she's somewhere at the school.
Just to clarify, who was this that called you and said they know where she is?
50 years old man, and he said he's the hotel manager.
And so he is the hotel manager for that hotel where Priscilla went with a friend, so to speak.
I got to notice my sister wasn't communicating well with me somewhere around 24th, 25th of May. Yes. So we tried calling her number on phone, but then at first when we call, it will go through, but she won't pick up. So later when I chat her on WhatsApp and I ask her, she'll tell me she's busy with projects and all that, so she would call me back. So later I got to realize the number was no longer going through when we call her. So it was only WhatsApp that I could reach her. Our sister called us some time ago. That was early May with a Tigo number that her phone was stolen. She was actually attacked. So she had to call us with this Tigo number, and then we were communicating through that number. After my sister was found dead at the hotel, the hotel manager confirmed to us that this was the same Tigo number the Juliana lady used to make the payments at the hotel. Yes.
And that is what raised eyebrows, because that was the same number you had sent money to some time back.
Just 2 days ago, this Juliana number sent me a hi on WhatsApp and then got some of the flyers of my sister's pics and then the missing picture something, and when she was found dead, and was asking me what's really going on. So she doesn't understand, she's confused. And I told her we've asked the police, we've reported a case to the police, but they haven't told us details of where the body was found and what actually caused her death. So the police are still investigating on it.
We, the family, at least we have to see our body or the body of Priscilla Chega for identification first. For identification first. But when we go to the mortuary, the mortuary said, or the mortuary said we should wait. We should pay an amount of 150 Ghana cedis before he will allow us to see the body. Meanwhile, the CID was not around at that time. The CID this morning was calling me that I should come very quickly to the mortuary so that we go and see the body together with my wife. But my worry is that the police, they have to sit up, because I've lost my daughter, and then just for identification, and then they are just go and come tomorrow, this and blah blah blah. In fact, it's worrying me a lot.
I was at the CID headquarters reporting on a protest. He got angry, pulled me back, slapped me in the face. He pushed me into a crowd of other police officers who had gathered, and it got crazy. They beat me with sticks, with their hands, with their boots, with the butt of the gun. They hit my head multiple times. I started smelling blood in my head, and I spat and there was blood. Then the other police officer who came to rescue me took me outside. In fact, he told them point blank that he's a journalist, but they wouldn't listen to him. My face had swollen, and it came out that I had a fracture in my skull. And I'm only hoping that the perpetrators of this crime are brought to book, they face the law, and then the court decides what kind of punitive action should be meted out to them. We have one of the safest environments for journalists to practice on the continent, and this assault has really emboldened the media, and we are all demanding justice and respect for press freedom. The media is all of us. It's you, it's me, because I go for the information, I give it to you, you read, you listen. So the media is all of us. Attack on the journalists is attack on the civilian population of the country. It's an attack on, the rule of law. It's an attack on democracy. It is unacceptable, and I'm happy it's giving rise to journalists speaking about it and demanding justice. But I'm suffering for it. But I'm happy it's generating a new conversation around the freedom of the press in Ghana.
Now, a section of Ghanaian journalists took to the streets of Accra Friday morning to register their displeasure about the usual assault of journalists in their line of duty. A recent report by the Media Foundation for West Africa indicates within 15 months, 17 journalists in Ghana have been attacked.
It's not the usual demonstration. Perhaps the ban on noise making in Accra necessitated a silent protest which attracted less than 20 journalists. The walk started from the Ghana Broadcasting Corporation through Nima Police Station, Kwame Nkrumah Circle, and finally ended at Multimedia Company Limited.
The media, we are part of government, and that's our job. We are not to be brutalized or assaulted because of our profession. If this didn't go well with you, with a journalist, you don't have to assault the person. You don't have to slap the person. You don't have to think the person is an onion seller or something like that.
This journalist recounted his ordeal in the line of duty.
During the 2016 limited registration exercise, I was attacked by a mob. I nearly lost an eye.
A public-spirited Ghanaian stressed there is a need to protect journalists.
The moment I heard that media men have been attacked, I had to join them. Because without the media, Ghana will not be Ghana. The media is always involved, coming out with messages to educate the masses. So why must we sit down and look at the media being brutalized?
Convener of the Press for Justice demonstration, Kofi Asante Mensah, was not discouraged about the numbers. He explained the group will soon petition government.
Peaceful. We don't count numbers. All we need is to send our message across. The indication is so loud, and we have gained our mission. The next thing is to send a petition to the Minister of Information and call upon him with some few requests. The paramount of it all is to educate the Ghanaian populace on the roles and the responsibility of the ordinary journalists, how we have to do our work, and the reasons why they don't have to attack us, and also seek for justice for those who have been under or manhandled or received inhumane activities from especially the police.